Welcome back. We are jumping right into the trenches of modern e-commerce today.
Yep, turning a big stack of research into some quick insight for you.
And today we're doing a deep analysis of consumer skepticism, really using a review of an online store called Printsyde as our case study.
Our mission here is to give you the tools to spot the difference between a really dazzling online storefront and, the actual business transparency underneath.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof, exactly. If you're navigating new shops online, we're giving you the high-level criteria to figure out if a purchase is just new or if it's genuinely risky.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our source material said Printsyde looked, well, fantastic.
On the surface, yes.
We're talking a clean design, professional images, and pricing that feels really tempting. It's that perfect veneer of a normal modern shop.
And that aesthetic is so easy to achieve now. It's a professional decoy, really.
A decoy.
Well, it's precisely where that analytical skepticism has to kick in. You can buy a professional look. You can't buy an operational history. We have to slow down and, really look behind that curtain.
So here's the first thing the review identified. The immediate red flag was the lack of history.
Right.
Printsyde had very little genuine online history, almost no real customer reviews found off-site, and the brand itself just,
Yeah.
it lacked any clear background or reputation.
And that absence of an established reputation is the central data point. It's what makes it an unproven entity.
But I can hear someone asking, every new shop starts with zero history, right?
Of course.
So when does new actually become risky?
That is the core question. It gets risky when that lack of history makes it impossible to gauge the post-purchase experience. Reputation is just a form of risk mitigation for you, the consumer.
Okay, so how do you check that?
If we can't find information with basic due diligence like checking a domain age in a public registry, looking for archived versions of the site, or finding discussions on Reddit or Trustpilot, the uncertainty level just skyrockets.
Because you can't assess the odds of, say, non-delivery.
Exactly. Or product quality or anything else. You have no data points.
So if the history is a blank slate, the next thing to look at is what they do show you, their operations, their policies.
Yep.
And the sources noted these felt a bit generic, described as something copied rather than built by a long-running business.
It lacked those specific fingerprints. And what's fascinating here is how these generic policies create another transparency void.
What do you mean by that?
A fully transparent operation will have detailed, specific policies. They'll name fulfillment partners, give concrete handling times for different regions. They'll have clear compliance language referencing laws like GDPR if they're international.
And Printsyde didn't have that.
No. The policies were just vague boilerplate statements.
Which links back to accountability.
It absolutely does. There was very little info on who runs the store, where it's physically based, or, and this is the most critical part, how customer support really works if something goes wrong and you need a chargeback.
So to bring this all together, the source material concluded that the lack of history, combined with that operational ambiguity, well, it doesn't guarantee a bad outcome.
No, it doesn't guarantee it.
But it unequivocally does add significant measurable risk to the whole transaction.
That's the summation right there. The final assessment was simple. The available data indicates the shop is unproven and risky. It just doesn't provide the safety indicators that an established place should.
So what does this all mean for you, the savvy shopper?
I think we can pull out a few key things.
Okay, we've extracted 3 essential screening criteria. First, look past the clean, professional design. Treat it as necessary, but definitely not sufficient.
Second, you have to check diligently for online history. Use independent tools, look for reviews off the site itself.
And third, verify those operational details. Make sure their policies have specific legal references or named partners, not just that boilerplate text we talked about.
It's all about protecting yourself when you're dealing with these unproven entities. If the site looks perfect, but the history and kind of the legal backbone are missing, you are the one taking on all the risk.
And here's a thought for you to mull over. If trust is the currency of the internet, how much should the convenience of a tempting price outweigh the verified assurance of an established, accountable, and documented reputation? Thanks for diving deep with us.